Justin and his bride moved into the ranch?
Not yet.
Weren't they supposed to go on a cruise on Iris's yacht for a week or so for their honeymoon?
Wait till you hear this. Dennis decided that he wanted to use the boat, so he kicked them off.
Ginny, are you kidding?
No, isn't that a shame?
Oh, Ginny. Ginny, that may not be as funny as we think.
Oh, honey, I think it's hysterical.
If Iris kicked Justin and Ashley off the boat so Dennis could use it, that means that she and Dennis are on better terms now.
What are you getting at?
If Iris and Dennis are on better terms, Ginny, that could mean more trouble for Ryan.
And how are you doing?
Okay, I've been thinking a lot about the news report last night, and I realized I made a major mistake by losing my temper and refusing to answer Margaret Hanson's questions. So I want to set up an interview with her.
Ryan, what do you expect to accomplish by that?
Well, Justin's convinced Iris that I've been embezzling World Oil funds. Now, everyone in Houston who saw the news report last night is going to think the same thing.
But, Ryan, the only value of a TV interview for you would be if you could definitely disprove the charges.
The thing is, Vicki, there's no money missing from the company. Now, the head of the accounting department has been going over the files for the last several weeks. Everything's in order.
I don't understand. You mean there's no evidence of embezzlement?
None. Now, Justin's charged me with a crime. And his only proof is a statement from a Mr. Johnson whom no one can find, and there's no money missing. Now, Justin's put me on the defensive without a shred of evidence. I want to turn the tables on him. I want to do it publicly.
I see. So you want Margaret to interview both you and Justin?
Right, and I want her to ask him some tough questions like, what does he have to gain by my getting fired or resigning from World Oil?
You're declaring open war.
That's right.
What about the effect of that on the company? That was your main concern last night.
Can't be any worse than it is right now.
Oh, yes, it will be, Ryan. I'm sure of that. Margaret Hanson's going to do everything she can to defend Justin.
I'm going to be there. I'll make sure he's asked the right kind of questions.
Ryan, Margaret is a smart reporter. She knows how to twist a TV interview to her own advantage.
Vicki, I've got to have my say.
You might come off just as badly as you did last night. Oh, please, Ryan, take my advice and just leave things as they are. Don't fuel the fire.
Don't you understand? That's what I've been doing all through this mess. I've been sitting back and waiting.
Ryan, I know you're innocent and that Justin's framing you, and I want that proved just as much as you do. But a knockdown, drag-out fight on TV it's not going to help anyone, only Margaret. But if you disagree, and if you feel strongly that an interview with Margaret will help, I'll arrange it. And I'll make sure it gets on the air. But please, Ryan, you give it some more thought.
Okay, I will.
Can I get you anything, Mrs. Wheeler?
Oh, no, thank you, Raymond. I really won't be staying long.
Yes, just a friendly visit to see how her mad son is doing. That'll be all, Raymond.
How are you feeling?
Never better.
You're looking well.
Surprised?
Why should I be?
Well, for a while there, I thought you were going to have me locked up.
That's a dreadful thing to say.
Particularly if it's the truth.
Such a thought never crossed my mind. You're going to see that Dr. What's-his-name was not my idea. You have Elliot to thank for that.
You had no say in it.
I fought him all the way.
Until Dad finally convinced you it was the best thing for everyone involved.
You do recall I insisted from the beginning that you didn't need a psychiatrist?
Yes, and that's exactly what makes me wonder. It's not like you to let anyone override your insistence.
Dennis, you said you wanted to go. On the other hand, Now, you can't expect me not to be upset when Elliot told me those frightful stories about your bringing that man to the top of the World Cup to embarrass Paige.
Yeah, well, I wasn't the one behind that.
Nevertheless, you were part of it. Then breaking down like that in front of
Look, that's enough!
I'm your mother, Dennis, and I am concerned.
It's all right. I don't blame you any more than I blame Dad.
I'm not certain I would go that far. I think Elliot was very irresponsible for having taken up with that monster.
You know, it's very interesting how you managed to come up with these derogatory words for Paige.
There aren't enough derogatory words in the dictionary for that woman. But, in any case, I think that is all behind us. What we have to do now is get on with our lives.
That is exactly what I'm doing.
Had Alex lived, he would have been very proud of you for the way you've come through these trials.
That sounds like a sales pitch.
I think you're a better person for what you've been through.
Get to the point.
I think that one of these days, you will realize Alex's dream of your taking over the running of World Oil. That is, if we can ever manage to get rid of Ryan Connor.
Ah, the point.
I talked to Mr. Warren's secretary. She said you were waiting on that file about the tanker.
Thank you for bringing it in, Ashley.
Sorry about last night, Ryan.
Are you? Well, I thought you and Justin would have gotten a great big kick out of it.
No, I didn't. Why didn't you defend yourself?
How do you defend yourself against half-truths and innuendos, Ashley? And what should I have said? I'm not guilty? Or should I have said that Justin Marshall is a liar and he will do whatever he can to get me out of the company so he can take over?
I am sorry, Ryan.
You know, I seriously considered asking Margaret Hanson for an interview. But then I decided that would be very destructive for the company. So, I'm going to have to find Mr. Johnson myself. I'm going to have to find some other way to prove my innocence. But I'm not going to take on Justin in public. So that's what you came to find out. You succeeded. Now you can go back and give me a report.
That's not the reason that I came.
Oh, no? Well, you really don't have to give me that folder on the new tanker. It's not that important. You could have dropped it off with Becky.
I came to tell you that Justin has talked Iris Wheeler into convincing Dennis to vote you out of office. And she's left on the company helicopter to go to the yacht right now.
But Dennis has supported me so far.
Well, that was when Dennis wasn't getting along with his mother. I think that was really one of the main reasons he was supporting you.
That's what Rena told me.
Well, he's on a lot better terms with her now, Ryan.
And why are you telling me that?
I think you ought to know.
You know, Justin would be furious if he knew you were warning me.
Yes, he would.
Thank you.